Nvidia is the biggest of the tech companies, or one of the biggest. And stock's up over 125% so far this year. We've seen that pull back from all-time highs above $140 a share, Alex. So, maybe some profit taking, maybe some caution as the big tech rotation trade takes out. But I haven't seen anybody come out and say, hey, we expect, slower growth, or, we're not going to have an earnings beat at the end of August.
Yeah, at some point, though, this has just been a name that the run's been pretty extreme. Maybe a little bit of a game of kind of musical chairs or hot potato, where it was sort of, hey, as long as it's keep going up, I'm okay increasing the risk. But the second it turns, maybe the confidence that this has maybe gone a little bit too far, maybe the expectations gotten a little bit too high. Consider, it's not just beating today, it's not just beating by a lot today, it's basically doing this into perpetuity to maintain, a 40x multiple when you're a $3 trillion company. Now, granted, it's not a $3 trillion company anymore, it's come down a lot. $27, we're talking about a lot of outstanding shares when it comes to Apple. You're looking at every single dollar being $24.6 billion in market cap for Nvidia. So it's a huge, huge number that has been basically taken out of the value of this company just in the last few weeks. But it does seem that while we're not necessarily working at an extreme pace lower, these dips that are being bought are lasting less and less time lately.
Right.
This is similar to what you're seeing in the overall market, but I think it begins and ends here. The stock has had a couple big gaps lower. And it's certainly been met with buyers. That makes sense. It's been the winner in the market. There's going to be a thinking of, hey, this is an opportunity to get into this name. But we're quickly, and we saw it yesterday. I mean, the stock traded down to 106, and it was like a snap of the finger. It lost, $250 billion in market cap. Now, granted, it came back, but it was unable to take out yesterday's high today. It fell from that level right at the open. Mm-hmm. Even as the market is making new highs intraday, Nvidia is still a good $3 off its highs intraday. So I do think there's been a sea change here.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's going to go down to double digits. Maybe it will. And maybe earnings will have a part in that down the road, but we don't hear from them until the last week of August. Perhaps increase of implied volatility, sideways trending name. Oftentimes that's how breakdowns happen. Start by going up, then you go sideways, then you go down. Maybe perhaps if there's going to be either a breakout or breakdown, maybe we have to have a sideways phase first.
In a surprising twist to the ever-exciting world of stocks, Nvidia, a name well-versed among tech aficionados and venture capitalists alike, has yet again captured everyone's attention. But this isn't just another tale of soaring stocks or plummeting figures. This time, it's about Nvidia taking an unprecedented leap in innovation that may well redefine the future of technology. Yes, you heard that right. While details are still sparse, what we do know is enough to ignite excitement across the board. Major stakeholders and analysts, from tech magnates to industry leaders, are cautiously optimistic but undeniably intrigued by what's to come. So what's the buzz all about? For now, let's just say it involves advancements that venture into the realm of near science fiction, combining AI, quantum computing, and real-time data processing to create technologies that were once only imaginable in blockbuster movies. Nvidia's latest maneuver has caused ripples across markets, raising questions and heightened speculation on what this could mean for both the company and its investors. Leading this cutting-edge innovation parade are Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, and a cohort of silent but highly influential backers. Intrigued? Well, keep reading because there's so much more ground to cover, so let's go through it all. But first, if you want to keep up with Nvidia's latest updates and keep up with the stock market's latest news, you can follow our Twitter account. We post multiple times daily about the biggest changes and catalysts in the market, so click the follow button if you don't want to miss the newest market updates. Now, back to today's video.
Sideways phase first.
Yeah, and I've been talking about that with the overall market, maybe some consolidation warranted after the big gains. But like you said, it consolidated for a few weeks. Now it's down lower, below its 50-day moving average. But Alex, when you look at this, when Google came out and they said, hey, we're still going to spend on AI. We have to buy chips. We have to buy infrastructure, and they're not going to pull back. That was interesting to me, even though Google fell because YouTube advertising was a little bit lower than expected. But I'm surprised that Nvidia didn't catch a bid on that, because that's basically saying, hey, we're going to keep buying AI and AI chips and AI infrastructure, and that's right in the wheelhouse of Nvidia. Are you surprised that we didn't catch a bid on that, or is it just because it's still up 129% this year?
The reality is it did, and it just didn't hold.
It faded right away.
If you were watching after hours when Alphabet's numbers came out, Alphabet also caught a bid.
Right.
And then as the market digested it, and as the overall macro picture unfolded, there wasn't enough confidence for those prices to hold. And Nvidia is a good, $10 lower than where it was. Alphabet's a good $20 lower than where it was. So I look at this and say the stories are great, and as long as the market's going up, you sound like a genius. But sometimes just risk tolerance and risk sentiment changes. Clearly, there's a desire to be involved in small cap growth companies on that front more so right now than these big mega cap tech firms. And so, who am I to say to the market that can't be right? Yeah. That's just the reality of today. Could change tomorrow. Could change next week. Could change around earnings. But these same stories, saying AI a bunch of times in your conference call isn't enough to keep the stocks higher now, that's notable. Maybe the numbers are going to be great for Nvidia, but we're not going to find that out till the end of August.
The core of Nvidia's innovation leap. When talking about Nvidia, it's almost impossible not to mention the robust stock performance it has continually boasted over the years. Nvidia's mystical ability to blend promising technology with market appeal is nothing short of remarkable. The latest news surrounding the company further solidifies its position as a technological innovator and investment darling. What's ironic yet almost expected is the stock market's erratic nature. Investors find themselves on the seesaw of financial euphoria and gut-wrenching panic. But Nvidia seems to be that rare gem that consistently finds a way to rise above volatility. It's almost like they have a crystal ball. Speaking of predictions and futures, Parkev Tadevosyan, a respected contributor at Fool.com, recently laid out a compelling argument for why Nvidia remains a must-watch for long-term investors. In a very recent video, Tadevosyan noted the company's afternoon stock prices in late July, indicating a steady upward trajectory. According to Tadevosyan, the stock, which stood at a modest increase of 0.69%, is just getting started. The tech giant has been meticulously crafting a growth strategy that encompasses not just the hardware realm, but also pioneering advances in artificial intelligence and quantum computing. And who can forget the stock market's reaction to Nvidia's groundbreaking product unveiling earlier this year? A product that aims to revolutionize data processing capabilities with AI at its core. The markets went berserk, albeit temporarily stabilizing, but the buzz has not quite died down. That's the power of Nvidia. They don't just create products, they invent futures. Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, has often been outspoken about his vision. His latest remarks on social media reflect this as he said, "Imagine being able to render an entire cityscape in real time, or having AI predict and adapt to real-world scenarios instantly. We're making that a reality. If anything, this level of ambition and innovation feels like it's ripped straight from a science fiction novel rather than a quarterly earnings call. But that's not all of it. So let's keep rolling. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Investocracy.
Spotlight those semiconductors, hot, then not. Keith Townsend's with us, global advisor at the Futurum Group. I was thinking about Nvidia, and everybody had that FOMO, and they all jumped on. And it did go up to 140, but Nvidia is at 112 today. This is less than it even was after the split, and it went down. I mean, the group that was so hot took a little breather, but still is incredible. I mean, if you look year to date, it's up 127%. So what's going on with the hype around these names?
Yeah, so everyone is excited about NVIDIA. I think one of the challenges that NVIDIA needs to answer is, one, is there fatigue around NVIDIA chips? Not in the sense that there's shrinking demand. Everybody wants them. XAI, Elon Musk's AI startup, just made a big splash with 100,000 chip orders. But I think there's this question amongst experts on whether or not these companies, these large hyperscalers, can deploy all of these chips and put them at use. So is NVIDIA gated? And now we're thinking through, well, if NVIDIA is gated, where can we get this need? As we look in the traditional data center AI at Intel, Intel just had a massive restructure around their DCAI business. And the big question is, have they, one, righted the ship? And then two, has the traditional demand for enterprise AI chips caught up with the enterprise, not these big hyperscalers, but where's the opportunity for the Intels and the folks that haven't hit the market yet, such as Grok?
Supporting this is the solid data surrounding NVIDIA's financials and market performance. According to recent reports, NVIDIA has consistently surpassed analyst expectations. In the last quarter alone, they reported a 45% year-over-year increase in revenue, with earnings per share, EPS, up by 35%. Most notably, their venture into AI technology yielded a promising future, not just for NVIDIA, but for the entire tech industry. The influx of institutional investments further validates the promising outlook, alongside individual investors who are now more eager than ever to jump on the NVIDIA bandwagon. It would be an understatement to say that NVIDIA is merely succeeding. They are redefining what it means to be successful in the tech industry. Their swift adaptability and relentless innovation are setting them apart in a market saturated with competition. This isn't just about stock prices or quarterly earnings. It's about setting new paradigms in technology and investment. A well-placed sarcastic observation here wouldn't be amiss. Given the capriciousness of the stock market, it's almost comical to see NVIDIA's stock behaving like the class overachiever in a room full of unpredictable adolescents. While other stocks meander, attempting to catch their breath, NVIDIA just keeps on running, seemingly unaffected by market tantrums. In a broader context, NVIDIA's initiatives are aligned with global demand for faster, smarter, and more efficient technology. From self-driving cars to highly intricate AI computations, the future tableau is vividly painted with NVIDIA's contributions. This explains why institutional investments are flocking to it like bees to honey, pushing NVIDIA's market cap to soar astronomically. So what does all of this mean for NVIDIA stock? Is it a good buy at the current price? But first, if you made it this far into the video, thank you. These videos take a lot of effort and time to make, so if you enjoyed them, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. This goes a long way in helping us grow. That said, back to the video.
Right. You know, I have to say, most of the guests that come on still like NVIDIA for the long term. In fact, one who came on yesterday said, you know, I wouldn't buy even AMD. It's like NVIDIA's little brother, and forget it. Like, you know, if you're gonna buy, still go for the biggest and the best. Don't try and buy AMD because you think it's less or whatever, you know. But the group, AI, we still need everything, right? I mean, would you buy the SMH? Would you buy some of these names for a year or 5 years and hold them?
Yeah, I think we forget that this is a symbiotic relationship. AMD, Intel, ARM chips, so Samsung, Qualcomm, those traditional players in the data center space, GPUs don't work upon themselves. For every 4 to 8 NVIDIA chips, you're going to sell 2 to 4 traditional data center chips. So Intel Xeon, AMD Apid, the Snapdragon is and Qualcomm is making a big noise. These AI PC chips that Dell, HP, Lenovo, they all released these on the client side, these chips that are competing really well with NVIDIA. I still like NVIDIA. There is no substitute for NVIDIA for the big training use cases. Those are going to continue for the next 2 to 3 years. But as enterprises start to ramp up their need, they may not need a H100. They certainly won't need 100,000 of them. So where's the opportunity beyond NVIDIA is a good question.
To invest or not to invest? At this juncture, it's hard to dispute the compelling case for investing in NVIDIA. The company isn't just riding a wave, it's creating tides. For those still on the fence, it's worth noting that NVIDIA's technological advancements are not fleeting. They are likely to define future industry standards. And when a company holds the keys to future standards, that's a good indication of long-term stability and growth. Current market analyses have been overwhelmingly positive, with experts predicting that NVIDIA's stock could see an additional 15 to 20% growth within the next 18 months. Of course, the stock market is famously erratic, driven by a myriad of unpredictable factors. But NVIDIA's fundamental strengths provide a robust cushion against potential downturns. Even in a volatile market environment, NVIDIA demonstrates resilience and a tantalizing potential for upward movement. On a more tactical level, Nvidia currently holds a share price that is organically poised for ascension. With their latest innovative venture, the stock is not just stable, but primed for significant growth. Taken in context, Nvidia's market capitalization and exceptional revenue increase underscore its financial health, making it a robust candidate for both novice and seasoned investors. One might still harbor doubts, pondering over the potential risks. It is the stock market, after all. However, every data point suggests that Nvidia is a fortress of resilience and innovation, a combination that promises substantial returns. For the investor seeking a blend of innovation and stability, Nvidia is a worthy contender, if not the ideal pick. As this article concludes, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you find Nvidia's technological strides as exciting as the markets do? Are you considering diving into Nvidia stocks? The market is rich with potential, and Nvidia is setting a benchmark. While it's crucial to carry out individual research and perhaps consult with a financial advisor before making any decisions, the end narrative is overwhelmingly positive for Nvidia. With its innovative strides, strong market performance, and promising future outlook, Nvidia is setting the stage for what could be a transformative era, not just for the company, but for its investors as well. Therefore, we believe that Nvidia stock is an incredible buy in its current value. But what do you think about Nvidia stock? Is it a buy at the current price? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section. And don't forget to tell us what your valuation for Nvidia is. If you would like to know what companies like Nvidia have been up to these past few days, go ahead and click on the next video on your screen. See you there.